Hey guys, welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs. Right now we are talking about Shaun Terry, commit number 11 for Mizzou in the class of 2025. Before we get into that, please guys go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. So, Shaun Terry, he is a wide receiver who is 5'10", 180 pounds out of Ironton, Ohio. That is a tri-state area that honestly is not familiar territory for Missouri. This tri-state area, Ironton, Ohio, is right by where Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia meet. It is darn near in Kentucky, right on the southern edge of Ohio there, not far from West Virginia. Not most common ground for Mizzou to be recruiting, but hey, you know what? You get the talent where they are, right? So Ironton High School, he is a consensus 3-star, 5.7 according to Rivals. Both On3 and 24/7 Sports have him as an 88, with the 90 being a 4-star. So a higher 3-star all the way around. You look at his stats in 2023, only 27 catches, 525 yards. A third of his catches, though, went for a touchdown. So that's efficient, right? He visited Mizzou early in June. Then he visited Michigan, defending national champs. And then less than a week after that said, I choose Missouri. And he also was committed to Notre Dame for a good chunk of 2024. Decommitted from Notre Dame right at the end of May, beginning of June. And Mizzou was all over him and was a favorite pretty much as soon as he decommitted from the Irish. You look at the offer list, and it reflects, in my opinion, a player higher than any level 3-star. You're talking the national champion Michigan Wolverines and Notre Dame, previously committed to, as mentioned, Penn State, Auburn, Oregon, USC Trojans, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Nebraska was thought to be a factor for a minute. They tried to get in after the decommitment. Clemson and Kentucky were also talking with him a little bit throughout his commitment to the Irish. That's according to Power Mizzou, at least. It's a heck of an offer list, guys. The film, when you watch the film, you see, yep, he deserves all these offers. So the first thing that you notice is just uncommon creativity when it comes to creating space. I struggled with how to phrase it because it's not that he's got a good spin move or he'll juke a dude right out of his jock strap. It almost looks kind of effortless, which is just a sign of his athletic ability, honestly. There are some, steps back, just moves to the side. There are spins. There's a little bit of everything in terms of what moves are employed. Now, you look at jumping backward to create space. There are things like that are not going to work with high-level SEC football. Defenders are too good. But that's stuff that will get cleaned up with experience. I've talked about that concept with some of the most recent commitments. Once he uses these moves and gets some space, he's got pretty good speed. And, for 5'10", 180, he's not huge, but he's strong enough that, you're not going to be able to just bring him down with a lazy arm tackle. So there is enough power there. And he is versatile. He can line up in the backfield and run routes out of the backfield. He can line up as a receiver, which is, what Missouri wants him as. And he has been a punt returner. So there's versatility there. With Missouri, I think this is one of those that's going to be a low-key, huge upgrade addition for the recruiting class. with 11 commits, you're looking at number 2 from Ohio, first one being Dante McClellan, first receiver for this class. I don't know. I like this guy a lot. And with his size, you would expect him to be a slot guy. I mentioned that he's fast. The graphic says speedster, all that. And he is fast. He's not Speedy Johnson fast, so I do think with his shiftiness, with his size, and Luther Burden leaving, presumably, after 2024, that's his slot. So, we'll see what Eli Drinkwitz, whoever the offensive coordinator is, Kirby Moore or otherwise, what they want to do with him. But that's what I think. Missouri here is going up against some big time powers in college football, and it's just another sign that, look, you see Mizzou on the recruiting trail and they're really after somebody, you have to pay attention. You have to account for them, however you're going to do that. And that's something that pre-Drinkwitz was just never, ever the case, especially for out of state, somewhere, this guy in very southern Ohio near West Virginia. That's never been anywhere Missouri had a chance with anybody except some under the radar type. Speaking of Ohio, recruit Ohio. It's an underrated state. I'd say it is probably the fifth best, maybe even fourth best in terms of producing talent. You got California, Texas, Florida, your big three. After that, Georgia and Ohio, probably your best next two states for producing talent. Get guys out of there. You get those guys that are maybe Ohio State doesn't think they're quite good enough, and maybe Penn State, Michigan, whoever. You even beat some of them in this case. But even still, those guys who are maybe not quite at that level all the time, you get some of those, you're going to have build yourself a solid team. Kentucky got good doing that. That's a way for Missouri to make a living, is getting some of that Big Ten talent that maybe wants to play in the South, or the in-state Buckeyes not really after Terry. Missouri swooping in, getting them. So hey, more recruiting news coming for Missouri. I am sure of it. The recruiting weekend for official visits, it's here. So keep it tuned here to Under the Arch Sports. I think the next 2-3 weeks, I think there's going to be a lot of action, and we will have you covered with all of it. Just keep it tuned here to Under the Arch Sports. Thank you for watching.